says you take time, plenty of time, even relish procrastination, Stephen Sample says, until you get everyone heard, until you get enough of the data, and I'll come back to data in a minute, until you get all the features in place that will make for a good decision. So you reserve judgment where possible. You become a thinker instead of a talker. You do a lot more listening and understanding than you do kind of flash judgments on things. And instead of thinking pro and con, as we are apt to do as human beings, you try to search for that creative gray zone where you can take what is already great accomplishments and explode those throughout the school system. Whether it's one system or 20 systems. Okay? So think in terms of the gray zone. That's not a very human condition, is it? When you think in terms of the gray zone, you have to get the palette clear. And my colleague, Dr. Zachariah, would say it much cleaner than I'm saying it, and with more experience. But you have to think of the possible. You have to challenge yourself to go where you've been 100 times before, 1,000 times before. Close your eyes and imagine what it could be in between the pro and the con. Now, when I first came here to Valdosta, some of you and most of my bosses told me there would never be a pedestrian mall in the middle of campus. There will never be parking decks. Indeed, the Regents tried to tell us, I'm afraid, that there would never be parking decks. Well, and there will never be doctoral programs. Well, we have beautiful pedestrian mall when it's not infiltrated by construction zones on campus. We have 4 doctoral programs with 2 more in the works, medically oriented, 2 more medically oriented doctoral programs. We have 2 parking decks with a 3rd being shared once it's finished construction by the hospital. So that is a result of thinking in the gray zone, taking what we assume every day when we walk into our school system, closing your eyes and saying what is in the realm of possible, and not second guessing Louis Levy's statement, there will be a division of social work at Valdosta State University, as being a pipe dream, as being something that will never happen. As I was told, in the accreditation manual of social work, someone wrote, one of my bosses wrote, this will not happen because of the, well, and I'll leave the rest out, but this will not happen. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have 125 majors in social work. They were accredited way back when for the maximum amount of time, and some of you in this room made it possible. Made it possible. So I'm thinking that there are other things that maybe we can get in the gray zone on with a little help.